Hooper's vlog number 14. We're training pro shooting guards, and then we're taking a look at the Hoops for Christ documentary. Let's get it. In this vlog, what we're going to focus on is primarily on the skill of shooting. I've been on the record, I've said it many times, I think beyond youth basketball, so middle school, high school, college, pro, the most important skill to develop and have that makes you the most valuable is shooting. Without a doubt, shooters are the most valuable players and will always have a spot, always have minutes, always get a scholarship, always get a pro contract if you're a great shooter. Now, that's not to ignore your other skill sets, but I'm just saying I've seen at the college and pro level, guys that are elite shooters always have a spot. I've seen guys play up until they're like 40 years old because they're elite shooters. They might not be able to defend very well, they can't handle the ball very well, they're not great rebounders, etc. But because they can knock down shots, they have great value on a team. And if we just look at the highest level, the NBA, for example, there is always a need to surround superstars with shooters. You see it when they shake up teams each year. Obviously, the best team is Golden State and the Rockets right now, and they're just great shooters. They shoot more threes than anyone else. That's the trend of the game. But if you look over at Cleveland with LeBron, each year when he was in Miami and now Cleveland, they have just traded or tried to sign guys that are great shooters to be on the perimeter surround him. Okay, if you guys follow me on Instagram or social media, you see I primarily obviously work with kids, youth basketball, do a lot of training. But I'm fortunate during the summer times and even sometimes during this time of year to work with a lot of the college and pro players that are from this area that come back home. We're going to focus on 3 pro shooting guards or combo guards. It's Tony Hicks. He played at the University of Penn, then his last year at U of L, and he is currently playing over in England. Chris Dow, right here from Bellarmine, vet now. He's over currently playing in France. Keeson Jones, who also played at Bellarmine, and then most recently he played in Germany. In my last vlog, I was talking about training pro point guards, and I gave you the 3 things that I try to focus on or emphasize when I'm training elite players, or of course pros. First, we're going to look at a session I had with Chris Dow. He is killing it over in Europe right now. He's currently in France playing, and he is a very athletic shooting guard. I call him the Westbrook of Europe. Very athletic going to the basket. Look up his highlights, you'll know what I'm talking about. But Chris has turned into a really good pick and roll and shooter. He gave me a little testimony of this video that I posted recently that he is having a career high in his 3-point percentage, assist to turnover ratio. So shout out to him, man. All the hard work he puts in. The guy's a gym rat. So let's take a look at that.
This is a drag screen into a zipper cut or a down screen here. Getting a 3-pointer on the wing and then fading to the corner. We're trying to hit 3 in a row. This next series is rejecting the screen into a pocket pass. 3-pointer in the corner, curling to the top.
Well, I talked to Chris this week, and he wanted to emphasize something about playing pro basketball overseas. So you players out there that have a desire one day to play overseas, you know, he said the cliche of that players are bigger, faster, stronger is not as big of a factor overseas as you would think. You would have to play overseas to understand the style of play is completely different than from what college basketball is or even the NBA over here. And your IQ and the mental aspect plays such a role. Chris talked to me about how there's so many factors that go into how you play on the court that are going on off the court. The fact that you're adjusting to a foreign land, maybe the language barrier, other things going on maybe in your personal life you really have to block out, and it becomes more of a mental grind when you're overseas away from your home. And when you're an import, there is such a certain amount of pressure on you to perform at a high level because you cannot be performing at the level of a domestic player or a player from that country. When you're an import player, usually making the most money within the contract, you're expected to produce the most, and therefore it is a very competitive, cutthroat environment. But outside of that, he was saying how it just comes down to basketball, just believing in yourself, trusting the work you put in, and then each year developing your game. You know, his saying is don't cheat the grind, and so he's definitely a testament to that. Next, I'm mixing in a couple sessions with Tony Hicks, who's in England, and then also my boy Keeson Jones, who played in Germany. Here with these guards, both of these guys as well as athletic. Tony is more of a combo guard, plays the point as well. But a lot of it is just being more physical, and then playing out of the pick and roll and just mid-range game, creating space into a jump shot, because usually these guys are going to have the ball in their hands a lot. So we emphasize that a lot in the session.
From the top, pump fake, side step. There's just different looks to simulate, catching and getting on balance, going up into your mid-range shot. Tony Hicks is a point guard. He had a great college career at Penn and the University of Louisville, and he's preparing to go over now professionally and play in England. So our main focus with him is just getting up lots of reps, both mid-range, and now we're moving into three-pointers.
Okay, in this session, I got both Tony Hicks and Keeson Jones. We're doing a lot of off-the-dribble attacking. Here, just working on being a little bit more shifty, coming downhill, going both directions into a mid-range pull-up. I love this little side step pull-up right here. And now we're attacking downhill, and this would be like splitting a screen, attacking the rim, and then finishing strong. I'm really big about this pat dribble. You can't really see it right here, but we work on the pat dribble to get between two defenders quite a bit. Now in pick and roll situation, just learning on making contact or initiating contact before you go off the screen. A lot of guards, when they're young, they're kind of soft and they don't like that contact, but honestly overseas the game is really physical, and you just got to learn how to hold off your defender before you go into your shot or attack.
Coming up in the future, I'm going to look at training with post players like Jalen Johnson, who is in the NBA D-League, played the preseason with the Chicago Bulls. And we'll look at a little different aspect about training a post player or a stretch four. Now, back when I first started vlogging, I want to say in the first couple vlogs, I talked about shooting a documentary for Hoops for Christ, just kind of how we started. Ty and Seth from Asbury University, they're the ones who came to me about this project. I wanted to show you guys a quick clip. I plan on releasing this here soon in the future. It may even be at a film festival coming up here soon. Check it out.
It was just a hashtag 2 years ago. That's all it was. The whole basis of Hoops to Christ is to be excellent in two areas. One is they legitimately share the gospel. Ultimately, Jesus, his whole life, his focus was to honor the Father God and ultimately to be our salvation. Every single thing he did led up to that point. And so just for you guys, if you're focusing on a goal right now, it could be something really small. Write that down and figure out how can I focus on it to ignore the pain, the sacrifice, or even the shame that's going to come with trying to accomplish that. Okay, tennis ball.
What Proverbs 27:17 states is that, as iron sharpens iron, so does another person sharpen another person. What we did from the very start is we started with one small group, about 10 kids. And what we did is we dared them to be that iron.
As always, guys, thank you for watching. Please subscribe below and continue to use your gifts and your talents for the Lord. Figure out what God put you on this earth to do. Use that talent in a way that invests in other people, that helps them. That's kind of what I'm trying to do with the game of basketball. And man, I appreciate all the messages, all the DMs that you guys send me of encouragement. I'm going to keep pumping out content, hopefully to help you guys grow on the court, but definitely in your walk with the Lord and your faith. God bless.